What's going on, everyone? Back with another video. Today, Nathan and I are going to talk about Lorcana and why we think it's a good game and why you should probably play Lorcana. To start off with, we started playing it because we're trying to get out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Somewhat because we just don't like the format. Format's not for us at this time. Hopefully, it will get better down the road. But we also like Lorcana's prizes, and we'll eventually get into One Piece because One Piece has great prizes too. It just seems like it values the player's times versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't really give you anything to play other than ban your deck after you spend $1,000, and then you got nice cards for your binder. If they ever come back, it'll be good. But let's talk about Lorcana. That's what we're here to talk about today. What are your thoughts on Lorcana?
It's a pretty fun game. I like it. And if you're into Disney or if you like Disney, then this will be the game for you. And all these Disney characters have so many, what do you call it, like powers or something, like actions?
Yes.
Yeah, they've different of those that make you get strong. Well, make it easier for you to win the game.
And the whole point of the Disney is not so much as battling your opponent. It's to win, you got a quest, and you got to send your characters on a quest. I'm not gonna lie, I was really against playing this, and Jake knows and Josh knows because I don't know how I felt about playing like Disney princesses to go and battle somebody until I understood the game a little bit more. I was like, okay, it's not battling all the time, it's questing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't see how Disney did the battling system, but now I understand what it is, and it's actually a fun game. It's a lot of strategy involved where you have to think about if you're going to attack the person or you're going to let them live. And I mean attack the person, attack the other person's characters. So I'm going to share real quick a YouTube video. Let me share my screen. We'll give them credit in the thing below. It is from Lorcana Academy. They do a really good job of explaining it. If you want to know how to play or see gameplay, this channel will start getting gameplay footage so we could start showing decks. We're building the decks, so we'll have decks to compete against each other, and we'll start having this up. But I just want to show you real quick of what they do.
I will ink develop your brain, and I will play fly.
Sorry, I'll pause real quick. So you see how the ink right there? So all of your cards could be ink and put down, which adds an extra layer to the game. Do you have enough to ink? Can you ink this card? Can you afford to ink this card? Or you're going to need this card later in the turns. So everything is a thought-provoking situation. Hopefully you have enough to ink. So it's not like Magic where you have lands in your hand. Every card has a chance to be ink, right?
Yeah, but there's only certain cards that you can ink. It will show you on like the top right, top left, if a card just is not colored with a number on it, I think. Then
yes,
that one you can ink. The one with no color on the top left or top right with the number, you cannot ink that one, or you can't use it as ink.
Ink, yes. So some cards you can use as ink. I would say 90% of the cards you can use as ink, and there's some that cannot be used as ink, so they could be dead in your hand. And you got to watch out for that stuff too, because you don't want dead ink, or you don't want to be stuck with no ink in your hands. Then you have nothing to play, and you're going to get really behind on this game. So I want to show this part here. I just
doesn't have enough willpower not to get banished.
So see, he attacked, so that way he can slow her down for questing.
2 days.
I also like this part. So both of your characters take damage. Even if you attack one, their attack comes across and it doesn't reset. So your damage stays with that character from this point forward until that character is beat down and destroyed. So then it goes to the graveyard. But you'll see as we're coming along, I'll show you some more.
I'm going to ink the wardrobe.
See, he's inking
I'm going
those cards to get like land, you would say, for Magic. So we get play.
For Cinderella, gentle and kind. Yeah, she's a 2/5 with 6.
So right here, this points. These are your quests. So to win the game, you got to get 20 quests. And there's some powerful cards in here that have 3+ for questing. And your whole goal is to make these cards quest while trying to keep them in play, and your opponent hopefully does not attack them. Nathan attacks me a lot. He has a different strategy. He hasn't beat me yet, but he attacks me a lot to try to knock out my quest players, right?
Yeah, and let me add something too. Right there, on that card right there, on the top left, you see how right there, the number next to it's colored. That one, you're able to use as ink. There's other cards that will not have that color. That card you cannot use as ink. You can only play it.
Right. So,
okay.
Continuing on about the quest and then the challenging. You can only challenge cards
right now
that have been, you see how this one's sideways?
Yeah.
So they're exerted. You can only challenge cards and go to battle with exerted cards. Some people play a whole game where they don't use any of their cards so that way they can never get attacked and hopefully stack up all the quests to go one big time for a quest. So that's some person's game plan. I've seen people play this way. The fun thing is there's no right, wrong way to play right now. And I'm going to show you the tier list. And that's what I like about this too. The tier list is all over the place. So it's not meta dominant. It brings us back to where we can create the decks and have fun making decks. So let me stop sharing this one. I just wanted to give you a rough idea of what this is. I'll link Lorcana Academy in the description below because I think they do a really good job. And I like watching their videos to help me learn and help Nathan learn. So let's stop sharing this, Nathan. And let's go look at the tier list. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So if you look at the tiers, you got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay, tier 1 and all that stuff looks good. The meta share, 11%, you got all the things. But if you look over here, the win rate percentages. Sorry, man, I got something in my throat. The win rate. So a tier 1 is 49% chance, 50, 49. And then we're going out in tier 2, 50, 50, 50. So the tier 2s kind of are on pace with a little better than the tier 1 of the third. Can you see top 8s? 1, 1, 1. He topped twice. But if you go way down here to the tier 2s and tier 3s, they've also topped the top 8s. And they also have a 50% win rate. So this shows me that the tiers, and right now, things are kind of even in the game. It's not Snake Eyes just killing everybody. And you and I were already making decks and going back and forth and customizing decks. And that's what I thought was bringing the fun back to where things used to be, where you had to customize a deck and make your own deck and go and test it out and try it at locals. So you have a deck, you're making Stitch.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a video on testing your deck out and seeing how that is as soon as our decks come in. We had to buy them on TCG because our local game shops do not have, well, it might be cheaper, but they don't have Lorcana, and they definitely don't have One Piece. But I just want to say how good Lorcana is. If you haven't tried it, try it and see what you think about it. Go buy a starter deck. There's starter decks at Target. TCG has them. I'm sure your local game store has them. Ours did. They don't have singles yet, but
there's a lot of the starter decks.
Yes.
They could choose
and that's
from.
how we got into it. Because we were looking for something new. We just picked up starter deck for One Piece and starter deck for Lorcana. We're going to do a video on One Piece coming up and our thoughts on that, share it. But it looks like Lorcana is the way we're heading again with One Piece. We're going to head it for 2 games and we'll see which one takes off. I just can't get my hands on One Piece cards. So that really slows us down for what we're trying to play right now. Why do you think they should play Lorcana?
Well, Lorcana is an easy and fun game to play. There's not a lot of fighting involved. And unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, there is no trap cards, no nothing to stop you from attacking. All you have to do is quest your little guys, and then you get your little guys to attack and stop them. It's a very simple game and fun to play.
Yes. Simple, straightforward, easy to learn. Maybe about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Easy to learn, hard to master. Because you got to get your decks, you got to create your decks, you got to come up with a strategy. I love that. It's like playing chess. It's like playing the old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you got to put traps down, you got to actually duel your opponent versus watch them play. That's another part I like about this. I know I'm comparing this to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's where we came from. And I should title the video, Yu-Gi-Oh! Player Plays Lorcana. That's actually a good title. We should put the title of that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't find anything bad about Lorcana. I thought it was really nice, straightforward, easy. It was fun to play. Playing you, I had to think about things I was trying to do and trying to stop. And you have to think the same way. I just find it fun. I would say try it. I like it. Try it. Go to a local game shop. Get a starter deck or a Target starter deck. Try it out. I'm pretty sure your local game shop has tournaments or days where you could just test out decks. Ours does. And it's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No.
All right. That's it from us. Try out Lorcana. Let us know what you think about the comments below if you've tried it out already. And if you keep playing, have you run into any meta decks? Have you run into just this crazy deck that is just running people over like Snake Guys and Yu-Gi-Oh? So far, I have not seen that in Lorcana. I've just seen fun gameplay, and it's building up steam, and the shops is gaining more and more momentum. So we're going to jump on this and let you guys know our journey. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and comment below.